For countless fans of rock music, it is, without a doubt, the biggest, the ultimate, the most classic of all classic songs. And it all begins unforgettably with this.
It reminds me of high school and maybe, parties or slow dances that lasted a long time, Stairway to Heaven was, it was a huge part of my life.
There are certain songs that, for any number of reasons, come to sort of capture the zeitgeist of a particular moment in time. Stairway to Heaven is one of those songs. It is so majestic. It is so powerful.
Stairway to Heaven by 1970s rock gods Led Zeppelin. But as you soak it in, consider another song written and recorded 3 years earlier by another band, Spirit. Their song is called Taurus. Sound familiar? Says this lawsuit, filed in, yes, Led Zeppelin-styled lettering, it's thievery, citing iconic notes, chord progression, and more. Zeppelin, it alleges, stole it for Stairway, labeling it the falsification of rock and roll history.
No, they're not the same. Just because one song goes and the other one goes, they're not the same. Don't waste my time.
Rick Emmett is no stranger to classic rock riffs. The virtuoso lead guitarist in the Hall of Fame, million-selling Toronto band Triumph, he still plays, still rocks out, and still loves all of it. And we caught up with him not long after a recent gig in Niagara Falls. What does he think about those first few bars on Stairway?
That progression can't possibly be considered copyright infringement. That little progression, this where shall we start? Let's start 1927, okay? Blue skies, nothing more than blue skies, right? How about My Funny Valentine? That's 1937. Sweet Comic Valentine. We were joking before the camera started. It was like, feelings, nothing more than feelings, which came from a song in 1957 by a French composer, Louis Gastet, that was, Pour toi.
Agreed, says Toronto musicologist Rob Bowman. Fan of Zeppelin and Spirit, he's testified before in such cases, and he underlines that riff even predates pop.
Bach used it. You can find it in dozens of pieces. Holding a minor chord and having a descending bass line goes back hundreds of years.
And besides, let's be honest, Taurus is no Stairway.
Even though 3 bars might be kind of cool, it's buried within a song that's a lot less interesting than many other things they wrote, and far less interesting than Stairway to Heaven.
And this whole idea of
We asked Rick Emmett to show us the differences.
Go outside it,
This is just guitar.
Okay, so here's the Taurus one. In musical terms, this is called arpeggios. Like when you take a chord and you break it out into separate notes, that's an arpeggio. But the Zeppelin ones, the arpeggios go over a wider range and create a melody on the top. And you talked about tying the ribbon. It finishes. And now, you get a little thing that loops you back around. The Taurus thing has none of that.
And yet, a judge in California has ordered a trial. The Skinny? Well, just before they hit it big, Zeppelin, it turns out, occasionally shared the stage with Spirit. At a time, it's alleged, Taurus was performed by Spirit regularly. Then, a year or so later, voila, Stairway to Heaven comes out. Coincidence, say Zeppelin songwriters Jimmy Page and Robert Plant. And at the time, Taurus songwriter Randy Wolf is said to have had no issue with it. But after he died some years ago, his estate thought otherwise. Now, a jury will be asked, is Stairway similar enough to warrant penalty?
I would hope that it'll get thrown out.
Emmett calls it a money grab, and he underlines, in songwriting, everyone borrows ideas. And besides, there are only so many musical notes.
Well, for me, I think it's a question of how much have you done with the idea in order to make it your own truth, to make it your own idea.
And a new day will dawn for those who stand long, and the forests will echo his laughter. Does anybody remember laughter?
I think Zeppelin wrote enough of a song that it was theirs. The ideas that are in there became theirs. And I think that's a challenge for all writers, no matter what you do. You have to keep evolving these puzzle pieces until the puzzle that you make is your puzzle, not someone else's puzzle.
Deep down I know this never works.
And for sure, not everyone achieves that. Consider this recent mega hit by Sam Smith.
Stay with me, 'cause you're all I need.
Now give a listen to Tom Petty from 25 years ago.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down.
Sam Smith agreed. He messed up and he settled, as have all kinds of others. With everyone from George Harrison and the Beach Boys to Lady Gaga and Robin Thicke caught up in this stuff.
The biggest hit I ever had was a song called Lay It on the Line. Is a song called Lay It on the Line.
Lay it on the line. Yeah, yeah.
The chorus goes like this. Yeah, it goes, lay it on the line. Okay, I'm gonna go. Rock and roll, hoochie coo.
Rock and roll, hoochie coo. Come on out and spread the news.
Now, I've played gigs with Rick Derringer, right? And, it's like we all understand that these things, could he sue me? He could, Would he win? He might.
If there's a bustle in your head show, don't be alarmed.
Critics will note Led Zeppelin has been challenged before and conceded. Whole lot of love? Here's Muddy Waters with a Willie Dixon song.
Baby, way down inside, woman, you need love.
Dazed and Confused.
I've been dazed and confused, so now it's not true. I wanted a woman, never bargained for you.
Here's folk singer Jake Holmes from the early 1960s.
I'm dazed and confused. Does it stay, as it go? Am I being choosed? Well, I'd just like to know.
The similarities were eventually acknowledged by Zeppelin, and there are others. But on Stairway, the band is giving no quarter. This one, they say, is theirs, and so they fight. But here's the catch. In court, the trial will test simply the sheet music. Jurors will not hear the recordings.
But in some ways, the graphic visualization thing will make it easier to see Zeppelin changed it. In this case, it'll help Zeppelin hurt Spirit.
Still, we went to the Stairway to Heaven of guitar stores, Steve's in Toronto, to put the tunes to the test with a jury of our peers. Music enthusiasts checking out the hardware. We're going to play you 10, 15 seconds of a song.
Okay.
As soon as, if you recognize it, just blurt out what you think it is. Okay? And for unsuspecting ears, we hit play on Taurus.
Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven?
Stairway to Heaven?
Not everyone guessed Taurus was Stairway, but then again, when we then played Led Zeppelin,
It sounds like a variation of the previous one.
totally unscientific, and say our experts, proves not a thing. 4 bars does not a song make. Although, as Rick Emmett notes, there's a wild card in all of this. It is, after all, the nature of the beast.
You know, again, it comes back to that whole thing about rock and roll and pop music in general. It really is a bastardized kind of thing in any case. It was a marriage of commerce and sex and hormones and youth, you know, and those things, you know, there's going to be trouble.
Inspiration or theft or some crazy high school moment in time, sweet spot in between. Listen very hard and decide for yourself.
And she's buying a stairway to heaven.
Paul Hunter, CBC News, Washington.